Assalamualaikum and hello students!
Hi teacher!
Yes, thank you for keeping up with my videos since day 1.
Welcome!
Students, can you guess where am I right now?
Festival? Maybe fun fair.
Yes, I'm at a festival. And as you can see, there's a roller coaster and a big tent behind me. It's interesting, right?
Yes, very interesting.
Okay, for today's lesson, I will teach all of you based on topic 2, fact or fiction. And also, we are focusing on reading skill. And our main topic for today is, of course, about festival. So class, let's look at the objective for this lesson, shall we?
Let's go! Yahoo!
Yes, great! So, let's get started. As per usual, there are 3 objectives that we need to achieve during this lesson. So, firstly, students should be able to classify 9 pieces of information about the festival into a bubble map. Okay, next, you need to fix 5 false sentences into a correct statement. And last but not least, all of you should be able to list 6 pieces of information about a festival in Malaysia by using a bubble map too. So far so good, class?
Yeah, good.
Okay, great. Let's moving on to the next slides. Okay, students, can you see this word?
Yes.
Good. Now, can you pronounce the word for me?
Edinburgh.
Okay, good try everyone. But the correct way to pronounce these words is Edinburgh. Edinburgh. Okay, now, can you try again?
Edinburgh.
Yay, that's correct. Okay, class, do you know where is Edinburgh?
No.
Okay, never mind. Let me tell you. Edinburgh is located in Scotland and it is also known as a capital city of Scotland. So, have you been there before?
Never.
No? It's okay. Let me show you some interesting places in Edinburgh. Okay, students, behind me right now is the highlight of Fringe Festival that being held in Edinburgh. There's a lot of interesting activities that can be found during this festival. Okay, I will let you finish this video first. So, isn't it interesting?
Yes.
I also think the same way like you, students. Okay, right now, all of you need to turn your textbook to page TCH41210 and look at the guide article about the Fringe Festival. So, for now, I give you 2 minutes to read by your own and try to highlight the important information that you can find in this guide article. So, you can start now. Okay, now I will call a person to read this whole article. Or someone wants to be a volunteer?
I want, teacher.
Yes, you. Okay, good. You can read now.
A quick guide to Edinburgh Fringe Festival. What is it? It's the biggest festival of theatre, comedy, music and dance in the world. Every year, there are thousands of different performers from all over the world. Who performs in it? Lots of young actors, comedians, musicians and dancers. When did it start? In 1947, the same year that the Edinburgh International Festival started. Why was it special? There were rules about who could and couldn't perform at the International Festival. However, at the Fringe Festival, anybody could put on a show. Who has appeared at the festival? Many famous persons began their careers at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. For example, Rowan Atkinson, the actor who plays Mr. Bean, appeared in a play there when he was a student at Oxford University. Where does it take place? All over Edinburgh, performances don't always take place in theatres. However, you can watch them outside on the street, in cafes, and in people's homes. Once there was even a show on a moving bus. When does it take place? Every August for 3 weeks. How much do tickets cost? Most tickets cost under £10, but many performances are free. What does it offer for young people? Lots. In the 2012 festival, for example, many events were for teenagers. They included a youth circus workshop and a musical comedy performed by American high school pupils. I'm done, teacher.
Good job, my students. Now, let's discuss this whole guide article. First one, it is a guide article for the Fringe Festival. In the first sentence, it stated, what is it? So, this article explains about what is Fringe Festival. So, for this point, you can highlight it is the biggest festival of theatre, comedy, music and dance in the world. That would be the main points for these questions. The next one, who performs in it? So the answer and the main information in this question is young actors, comedians, musicians, and dancers. Third one, the article explained about when did it start. So it started in 1947 and it also explained it is the same year that the Edinburgh International Festival started. Other than that, it is why was it special? So you can think this is just a festival, but why is it so different than the other festival that you have been before? In this article, it mentioned that there were rules about who could and couldn't perform at the International Festival. But in Fringe Festival, everyone can put on the show. So that is why Fringe Festival is very special. And everyone in Edinburgh is waiting for it. So the next one, where does it take place? Okay, another thing that is so special about this Fringe Festival is it doesn't have a specific place or venue to be held for this festival. So it means this festival is being held all over the Edinburgh. It can be in theatres, in the street, in the cafes, and even in the people's home. That one is special about Fringe Festival. you can highlight it because it is a main information for the questions. Other than that, who has appeared at the festival? Since it is a very famous festival, many people like artists or actors came in the Edinburgh Fringe Festival and they also took part in it. For example, in this guide article, it mentioned Rowan Atkinson, who also known as Mr. Bean, also appeared in a play when he was a student at Oxford University. Okay, have you watched Mr. Bean before? It is very funny and interesting TV shows, right? Okay, let's moving on to the next question. When does it take place? This Fringe Festival is very long. It happens every August for 3 weeks. The 8th question in this guide article is, how much do tickets cost? This one is a very favorite part for the visitors. The tickets is not as expensive as it should be. It only costs under £10 for a ticket. But many performances are free. So don't worry about money, you can come here and enjoy the festival. And lastly, the question is, what does it offer for young people? It mentioned there are many opportunities for young people. They were included in youth circus workshop and musical comedy performed by American high school people. Even if you are young, you can take part in this festival too. So we have discussed about this quick guide of Edinburgh Fringe Festival. Basically, this guide is just answering a 5W1H questions. Do you know what is 5W1H?
No.
Okay, later I will show you. Don't worry. Okay class, I think all of you already understand about this article, right?
Yes, Teacher Muni.
Okay, good. Right now, I want all of you to classify 9 information based on 5W1H about festival into a bubble map. And you need to do this work individually. Do you know what is 5W1H?
No.
Okay, let me explain it to you. Alright, as you can see in this slide, I already show you the meaning of 5W1H. It has there, why, where, what, when, who, and how. So, for the article that we have read just now, you need to classify it based from the 6 points of 5W1H, and you need to remember, one bubble is for 1 point only. Let's say you have 2 information about when. So, you need to include those 2 information in the same bubble. Do you understand?
Understand.
Okay, very good. You can decorate your bubble map by using your own creativity. Okay, now, I will give you 10 minutes to complete the bubble map. Alright, you can start now. Okay, time's up. Students, let's check the answer together. I will show you the example of answer for bubble map in the next slides. You need to check the answer by yourself and correct it if you are wrong, okay?
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Okay, good. Alright, these are the answer for the bubble map. Okay, for the first one, we have what? Alright, okay, what is Edinburgh Fringe Festival? The answer would be the biggest festival of theatre, comedy, music and dance. It is simple, right? Okay, where this Fringe Festival being held? Okay, the answer is all over Edinburgh. Okay, why Edinburgh Fringe Festival is very special? This is because there were rules about who could or couldn't perform at the international festival, but all can perform at Fringe Festival. So this is why Fringe Festival is very special. Next is how. It is more to how much. Okay, the ticket costs about £10, but many performances are free. So that would be the answer. The next one is when. We have 2 points here. It is for when did it start and when does it take place. The first one is it started in 1947 and it take place in every August for 3 weeks. So that would be the answers. Next one is who. Who has appeared at this festival? So the answer is young actors, comedians, musicians, and dancers. So that's all for the example of answer in this bubble map. Okay class, let's moving on to the next activity for today's lesson. Okay, look at the slides. It already stated, read the guide again. Are the sentences true or false? Fix the false sentences. So, after this, I will show you 5 sentences and you need to refer to the guide article again to determine whether the statement is true or not. If the sentences is correct, you just need to write true as your answer. And if the sentences is wrong, you need to think and fix it into a correct ones. So, are you students understand?
Yes, teacher. Yeah.
Okay, good and great. So, I will give you 5 minutes to complete this task. All the best to all of you. These are the questions for this class activity. Or you can refer to your textbook page 24 for a better visual for the questions. Okay, time's up. Let's discuss the questions one by one. Look at number 1. The international festival began after the Fringe Festival. Is it correct or wrong? The number 1 is false. So, the answer is the International Festival and the Fringe Festival began in the same year, which is 1947. For number 2, the answer is true. So, there's no need to fix the sentence. Moving on to number 3, it is false. The false statement is there was a Mr. Bean show at one festival. It is absolutely wrong. So, we need to fix the sentence and change it to Rowan Atkinson, the actor who plays Mr. Bean, appeared in a play at one festival when he was a student at Oxford University. Yes, like that. And number 4, the statement is true, which is performances are sometimes in strange places. It already stated in the guide article, which is there is no specific venue for this Fringe Festival. Number 5, the statement is the Fringe Festival isn't just for adults. And yes, that is correct. So number 5 is also true. This is because young people also can take place and take part in this Fringe Festival. So good job students. You have been great. Let's moving on to the next slide. Let's moving on to the class exercise for this lesson. All of you just need to do is to pick one festival that can be found in Malaysia, and you need to list 6 information based on 5W1H for the festival chosen. This exercise is just the same like the first task for the class activity just now. So, you need to be creative because you can decorate your bubble map and you need to find the information in Google or any other websites that you prefer. Later on, you need to submit your bubble map on Padlet like usual. You are free to use any application or websites to create your bubble map. I personally would suggest all of you to use your PowerPoint or Canva because it is easier. So class, I will give you 10 minutes to complete this class exercise. Good luck! Okay, your time's up. Students, this is the example for answer of class exercise. Okay, this one is a Chinese New Year festival in Malaysia. Okay, the first one is what? What is Chinese New Year? It is also called as Lunar New Year, annual 15 days festival for Chinese communities. The next one is who? Who can celebrate Chinese New Year? Okay, Chinese people, Sinophone communities within the Sinosphere, and non-Chinese people worldwide can also join this festival. The next one is when. This festival is being held on February. Other than that is why. The festival signals the beginning of spring, and it shows it is a start for a new year for them. Okay, where do we can celebrate this festival? Chinese New Year is most celebrated in China, but some other East Asian countries also celebrate this festival, like Malaysia. And for your information, this festival is being held in the temple and at people's home. So for those who have a Chinese friends, you can visit them during Chinese New Year. Okay, now we have reached the end of our lesson. Let's recap what we have done before we discuss the moral values. Firstly, all of you have classified 9 pieces of information about the festival, which is the Fringe Festival, in a bubble map. Next, you have fixed 5 false sentences into a correct statement. And last but not least, all of you have listed 6 pieces of information about a festival in Malaysia by using a bubble map too. Okay, good job everyone. Let's give a big applause to all of you. You have been great today. So, there are 2 moral values for today's lesson. First of all, we need to appreciate our culture. Please read a lot about our culture, as there are so many to be discovered. If not us, then who are responsible to appreciate our culture, right? We can attract tourists from many countries to come to Malaysia if we promote our culture using the right way, such as talent show or social media. Lastly, we need to read the article carefully to prevent misleading information. Just like what you did just now, all of you need to read again and again just to copy the correct information about the Fringe Festival. So, we can apply this method to our life as well. Before we spreading something, especially news, you need to read a lot just to make sure there are no misleading information or we can causing rumors to someone. Be wise everyone. I know you can do it. So, I think that's all for today. We'll see each other in the next video. Goodbye and Assalamualaikum. Bye bye.